their big boss less special. It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level. Second level. Second level gaming. Second level.
This is
Oh
why
my
the-
God! Look back up at that castle. That thing is nope to the left.
Yeah.
Well, either way, but that's just incredible.
And the cool thing is as you progress, so you
Like,
see
can
the
you
little
actually get
eye
up
in the
there?
right-hand corner?
Yes.
The little, like, eyeball. So that's what you call insight. So this game, insight is currency, but it's also this thing that allows you to see things in the world that you normally wouldn't be able to see.
Can you is this all accessible at some point, or is it just for looks?
A lot of it's for looks.
Okay.
But it is a large world, and the
Yeah.
cool thing about this game is that the world design is absolutely fantastic. There are no load times in between levels. Like
Oh
you
my
could
God.
literally run from one end to the other, and that's why the load times are so drastic. It's
'Cause they're
because it's
loading a
rendering
lot.
the whole
A lot
entire
more
game.
information.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the one thing about Dark Souls, and the reason, and like one of the reasons why Dark Souls 2 wasn't really as loved by many. So,
Oh, you shot him in the face! Oh my God!
so that's the critical move. So I stunned him, and then you pretty much do a critical hit, which completely just wrecks everything.
Do they have do you collect anything off enemies or anything like
Yeah,
that?
so if you look in the top right hand corner, you'll see like that weird like upside down Y.
it looks like
W
it looks like a
thing.
Triton
Yeah,
upside down.
that's your blood echoes. So that's your souls. That's your
Yeah.
currency. So every time you kill an enemy,
You'll
get
get
some of
something.
that currency. Yeah.
And
And
then
that goes towards what exactly?
Leveling up, upgrading your weapons, so on and so forth.
So are we okay? Another stupid question. Are we like a vampire? Or what are we in this
We're
game?
John Lennon, motherfucker.
I know we're John,
John
Lennon.
Lennon.
But like, is John Lennon a vampire, or is he like?
So he's.
What are you doing?
So everyone in this, so there's this big old thing with like this church who does weird stuff with blood and kind of I think they're involved.
So it's a satanic
with-
church.
Kind of. And they're
That is so. Cool.
and you heard like a scream and the
Yeah.
echo. That bridge right there is actually what we're looking to get towards.
Ah. How long did it take you to figure that one out?
I had watched a lot of gameplay for this,
Okay.
so I kind of knew. And so this is
You
your
cheated, as Tom would
Yeah.
say.
this is a lamp. So this allows you to go back to the hunter's dream where you can level up, upgrade weapons, but it's also your checkpoint. So if you die, you go back to this.
Nice.
The one thing about this series too, there is no pausing. Like I
there's-
pause the game and I can still get killed. Like I'm able to still,
So you'd have to hide
Does
very
it let
well.
you do? Sometimes when games don't let me pause, I'll press the PS button to see if it forces a pause.
you can still die.
Really?
I got poisoned one time and I died in the middle of it.
Why would they do that?
Because
Because they're jerks.
they want you to die.
Yeah.
They hate their players.
So these red little lanterns right there are NPCs. There's
What are
some that you get
what
to
are you
see.
talking to?
The guy who's inside the window.
Oh,
Yeah. We won't necessarily. This guy's name is Gilbert. He's sick. He gives you a flamethrower later, which is pretty tight.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean he's just a weird guy who gets progressively sicker.
Do they have NPCs actually wandering around, or are they all behind windows?
They're all behind windows, and then there will be people who are kind of stationed in one location.
what's an NPC? I'm really
Non-playable
dumb.
character.
Okay.
So,
Video game knowledge. Psh.
So there's a lot more traps in this game. There are a lot of enemies who are waiting just to kill you. Like, and that's the thing with this game is that they're
Oh.
hard. I could drop down there if I wanted to. It's fine. They're hard, but if you learn and you remember your mistakes, you can easily kind of grow and get better. And that's kind of why this series is my favorite. Like, I originally bought Dark Souls 1 4 times before I actually really got into it. I didn't have the patience for it originally, and here's a
Whoa.
nice...
Swarm.
A little bit of an ambush going on.
Yeah, but the thing is so this particular, like the cane, the whip form, is really good for crowd control. Because you can...
Oh.
So is that apparently?
What is that? Pitchfork? Is that what he's got?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you grapple him?
No.
That's a shame.
So, I mean, like, you can't really go into this game thinking that it's an action game.
Otherwise, you'll die a lot
Yeah.
more than you normally would.
And the
That's a
subtle
lot of
thing, I didn't actually realize this until, like, my 30th hour. When you do those critical strikes, your hand actually turns into a beast claw. So you're not actually using your weapons, you're just, like, digging into this dude's guts and just completely just wrecking
Ripping him out.
Which is a
Ripping
really
him
cool
out.
thing. So a lot of the game, before it came out, a lot of people thought that you were going to be able to transform into a werewolf.
But it's because of that.
It's, well, there might be DLC that allows for that. This is a prostitute, I think, right here. I don't remember, but most of the NPCs just, like, go away, like, I don't really want to talk to you, because, like, this hunt that's happening, I hate
He's got a gun.
I hate the gunners. They suck. They do so much damage. Oh, shit.
Oh!
And see, that's the thing. Like, I guess one other thing, if I would say that there is a downfall to this game, the camera can sometimes be wonky, which is kind of just, I think, the placement of the camera.
That was kind of like that with when we played Final Fantasy. There's times where it just, for whatever reason, it's just like, nope. Won't let you
And
do
see
that.
how that guy was just hiding back there? Like, I knew he was there, but I got completely wrecked by him the first time. And that's what this game is. It tricks you. It's kind of a bully, but there is such a sense of accomplishment when you beat it.
Do you think the developers were like, we're just gonna fuck this guy over?
Oh, they
they
laughed their ass off. I guarantee you. Like, every play tester, things like that. Like, this is the game where if a person was confused by, like, oh shit, I forgot about him. If the player was confused, they were like, all right, let's keep it like this. Like other games, there's like, let's make it a little bit easier. The developers are From Software, who did like Armored Core. I don't know if you remember Armored Core back in the day, the robot games. And I think so there's all those guys down there, which I could fight, but that's a lot of guys.
What is
all
burning?
At once.
To the camera.
A demon.
Oh.
So, you know what I like about this, though, is that, like you said, you kind of you're forced to learn from your mistakes, which reminds me more of the retro type of game, where, you're playing a game like, even something like Mario, but, you play the same level over and over so often that eventually you just get better at it because you're just practicing it a lot more. Not very hand-holdy the older games are, so it has a lot of those types of sensibilities.
And that's what a lot of people compare, like, they consider this to be like a more modern 3D, like Zelda.
Yeah. Do you have blood on you, or is that just...
Yeah, so the cool thing is with this game, too, is that I have a ton of blood on me. If I were to go through and take off my mask, like, the blood actually streaks on your clothes. Like, there will be... Cool. Like, so my arm, like, see how he's got, like, the nice...
The nice six-pack?
You should totally just go rocking like this.
Yeah, John Len would not wear a shirt.
Alright.
John Len
I tried to make the actual person who, like, the typical person who would play Bloodborne or something, but it just turns into John Lennon. I feel like John Lennon would love this game. Alright, we're gonna
He actually was the developer on the game. You don't know this.
What is dogs? Dogs are the absolute worst thing in this whole entire game.
Oh my god.
Because they're fast and they hit surprisingly hard.
Killed it. Nailed it.
So this is where me playing 140 hours of Dark Souls 1 is...
This is where I would be dead like 7 times. Oh my god.
Hey, I'm a fan of the blood. I like the way it stains the pavement and stuff. After it stay there, or does it like disappear?
The physics in this game are fantastic. Like, you get capes later in the game, and there's ragdoll physics. Sometimes they twerk. Like, I found this giant one time who was just sitting there with his ass up in the air, just twerking hardcore. And I sat there for a good, 5 minutes just watching this homeboy twerk. And I was like, alright, cool.
I love it, and being drenched in blood.
Yes, so like that to me is a cool...
That's next gen. You know what I mean? Like, we've been talking about recently in a couple of our gameplays, like, how there's a lot of games that are still being pandered to the older generation.
It feels like
nothing wrong with
that. It feels like ports coming from...
Yeah, but exactly. They kind of have to make these sacrifices in them because, they just can't make 2 different games entirely. They don't feel like they can.
PS4 exclusive?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this series started off with Demon's Souls, which was a PS3 exclusive. And then Dark Souls was bought by, Bandai Namco ended up being the guys who produced Dark Souls. So it went to Xbox and PC. Yeah. This one, it wasn't going to get made had Sony not developed it, and so it's a Sony exclusive. They did just announce that it's coming to PC, though, which is cool, because Dark Souls 1 on PC, I didn't play it, but it is touted to be the best version of Dark Souls. What is that
thing?
So these are mods and stuff? Or?
Yeah, these are giant crows
that
roar. No, they fly.
They roar?
They roar and shriek, and later in the game, they get dog heads. It's weird.
They remind me of, do you remember Power Rangers?
Yeah.
The little creepy bird things?
No, Power Rangers, I don't know what that...
It's weird. It's weird. It's weird how many times things remind you of Power Rangers.
Well,
everything is really just a reiteration of Power. Like they say, the same. Like everything is the same 5 stories. That's because they're all Power Rangers.
5 characters, 5 Rangers.
So this guy, these guys are giants. Whoa. Let's see how I'm gonna do against him as a low level.
Oh my god.
So how do you know what level he is?
You don't. You just
attack and hope.
You try to fight people, and you know
did.
whether or not they kick your ass.
You
or
killed
they
Hagrid.
don't. I did kill Hagrid.
Anyways.
Yeah, so we hit pause. You have your inventory, which shows you all the different weapons that you have. You press square on it, and you can kind of read about that
Is there
item.
a crafting system, or is it just they give you stuff?
You can socket like gems into weapons and things like that, but there is no crafting system. But this is largely how you're going to find out about a lot of the story and things like that, is by going through and piecing it together.
I like that though. It doesn't hold your hand.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say I don't like that because I'm just like, oh,
And
there's
what's
so much
cool,
work.
like it really enhances the community around this game, because like there are a lot of other like YouTubers and Redditors who spend way more time than I ever would piecing together this story.
Right.
And it allows me to go through and just be like, oh wow,
Yeah, I did.
That's
know
I
that.
never originally thought about that. So yeah, you have like all these different, weapons, all that, and then you have all your stats over there and everything, which, I mean, you can dig into it at some point.
So
but,
to reiterate, right now in this screen, you could still die.
yep,
Wow.
yep. This
that
game,
happen?
yeah, I've done it before. Not in this one, but in Dark Souls, I definitely did. Should I give him a hood without the shirt?
No, we need to see his
Better
face.
without the-
We need to
better
see his
without the
face.
hood. All right.
We need to see his face.
All right.
I'm assuming they help you in some
Yeah, I was
way,
gonna say
so
there's got to be some
I
sort of
appreciate
stat
that you're
thing.
taking this
The
off,
armor, yeah.
shirtless.
The thing is like I mentioned before, like
I mean,
Dark
maybe later
Souls-
on we might dress him back up.
Like, one of the biggest differences between this series, or this game, and the other series is that there aren't really many weapons and armors, which kind of bummed me out originally, but the fact that I have, like, the ability to transform my weapon, which I sometimes just run around,
And just do
because the
that.
animations in this game
Yeah.
are
Very
fucking awesome. And the sound design is really good.
I'm a big fan of the lighting right now.
Yeah.
The lighting is fantastic.
It really, like I said, this is the system seller. Like, if you are into action games or RPGs at all, like, this is the first game for an exclusive game for any console that I feel.
That didn't flop.
Yeah, I mean, like I think on Metacritic right now it's got like a 92. Oh shit!
So it's actually one of the first exclusives to really live up to the hype, I guess.
I think we might end this episode here since Jordan just died.
Sounds good.
Just because we got a lot of background going on in this episode.
Yeah.
Hopefully you learned something
learned
about
something?
the Bloodborns.
I know I
love
learned
this
a lot.
series.
Jordan loves
so
it.
much.
But thanks again, guys, for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, right, Tom? Like, subscribe.
Do it.
I was like, what are you doing? And welcome to the second level.
This is getting weird. A little foggy over here.
Jump the fence.
Do I really want to go in there?
There's the dude right there.